Hi, today is Wednesday, September 29th. Long time no see. I'm sorry that I have been missing in action for so long. September is always a really busy month for us. Our wedding anniversary is in September, and then we have several family birthdays that we celebrate in September too. So we actually went on a little week-long vacation in the middle of September to celebrate our anniversary, and it was so nice to get away. I had a lot of work to catch up on when we got home, so I am happy to be sitting down and filming a video again, and thank you for your patience with me. Today I wanted to go over some of the new scents from the Harvest collection. I wanted to share what I picked up from the Harvest collection, and then I also wanted to talk about the scent and warmer of the month for October, since October is just around the corner. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. October is definitely one of my favorite months of the year, so I can't wait. I also wanted to share the fall warmers and decor that I've had set up in my house for the month of September. So stay tuned to the end of this video for a little warmer and house tour. And without further ado, why don't we go ahead and start by talking about the scent of the month for October, which is called Fairy Tale Pumpkin. And spoiler alert, I did end up getting the warmer of the month as well. It's already set up in my house, so you will see it on my little fall warmer tour at the end of the video. I have had a chance to warm this scent already. I warmed the little sample that came in the whiff box, and then I've had a chance to warm some of the bars from my scent of the month kit. So Scentsy describes this as an epic fantasy of harvest pumpkin, midnight black raspberry, and a whisper of black licorice. And I know when I first heard the description of this scent on the Scentsy end of month live video that they do on Facebook, that black licorice note really piqued my interest. I actually don't mind the smell of black licorice. I think it's kind of a different, fun, sweet, spooky scent for around Halloween and October. So I was actually really excited to smell the black licorice note in here. I know that the black licorice made a lot of people really nervous because it is definitely a hit or miss scent. I actually don't like the taste of black licorice at all, but like I said, I think it's kind of a fun scent for around Halloween and October. So I was really excited to smell this. When I first smelled the little tester that came in the whiff box, I actually couldn't pick up much black licorice at all. I think because I knew it was in there. If I tried really hard, I could tell myself that I smelled just a little bit of it, kind of what it says, a whisper of black licorice. But it's definitely nothing that is in the foreground. It's not overpowering. And really, if I didn't know that was a scent note, I probably wouldn't be able to pick it out. I do smell it a little bit more when it's warming, especially on the second day. But really, when I first smelled this scent in the little tester, I smelled a lot of kind of a sweet fruitiness that I think is coming from the raspberry. And then I also picked up a very nutty note. I actually didn't get much pumpkin from this on first sniff at all. So Scentsy says that the top notes are cinnamon, spiced pomander, and black licorice. The mid notes are harvest pumpkin, wild blueberry, and midnight black raspberry. And the base notes are vanilla bean, dark maple sugar, and toasted pecan. So of the top notes, as far as cinnamon goes, I actually don't get a ton of cinnamon from this. There definitely is a subtle spiciness to this scent, but I think it's coming more from the spiced pomander. I get a little bit more of that kind of clovey spiciness than I do a really red hot cinnamon spiciness, but I definitely think there is just a little bit of cinnamon in the background. And then again, as far as that black licorice goes, if I try really hard, I think I can pick it up on cold. It definitely is more of the sweet, fruity type licorice note than a really sharp, spicy black licorice. And I think that actually works a little bit better in this scent. And then as far as the mid notes go, I don't get a ton of pumpkin from this. I don't get a ton of pumpkin on cold, and I didn't get a ton of pumpkin on warm either. I think that there's probably pumpkin in there to make this feel maybe a little bit more creamy, but this definitely doesn't give me like a pumpkin spice vibe or a pumpkin pie vibe. Yeah, I really don't pick up much pumpkin at all. I think there's a nice balance of blueberry and raspberry. I pick up a little bit more raspberry than I do blueberry, but it is kind of a nice sweet fruitiness. It's not too tart. It's actually really pleasant. And then as far as the base notes go, I don't get a ton of vanilla from this. I wonder if the vanilla and pumpkin are both there just to, again, kind of make this feel a little bit more creamy. And I don't get a ton of maple from this, which I am happy about because I'm really sensitive to maple scents. I really don't like maple in home fragrance, so I don't pick up a ton of maple in this at all, but I do get a lot of that toasted pecan. That is really what I smell most of when I smell this. It's a nice balance of kind of a rich nuttiness with a sweet fruitiness is what I get from this scent. So just to compare to some other bars, I wanted to talk about a black licorice scent that Scentsy did a long time ago, which is Sugar and Spice. And I wish that they would bring this one back because it is very unique and definitely black licorice. So I get a lot of that very sharp black licorice note. I like it because it's both sweet and spicy, and definitely that very unique black licorice scent. So smelling this one next to Fairy Tale Pumpkin, again, I really don't get that very sharp licorice note. If anything, just kind of a sweet, fruity licorice, especially compared to that really zesty black licorice that's in Sugar and Spice. And another scent that I personally pick up black licorice in, call me crazy, is Harvest Blessings. And I don't think black licorice is listed anywhere in the scent description, but when I first smelled this one, it definitely smelled spicy, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought I could kind of pick out that very kind of sharp, zesty, spicy black licorice note. I have yet to actually warm this scent, so I'm excited to see how this one does warmed up. I was kind of saving it for October, hoping that I would get those kind of black licorice vibes. So if you've had a chance to smell or warm Harvest Blessings, I would love to know if you can pick up a little bit of black licorice in this scent. So I really like it, and I'm excited to give that one a try. But when I first smelled Fairy Tale Pumpkin, the scent it immediately reminded me the most of was Candied Cranberry Pecan. And I think it is a mix of that kind of toasted pecan nuttiness with the sweet fruitiness that really reminds me of this scent. Smelling them next to each other, they still really remind me of each other. I think the raspberry note in Fairy Tale Pumpkin is making this one smell maybe a little bit sweeter, and this one might smell a little bit more rich to me as well, and that could be coming from that maple sugar note that's just making it smell maybe a little bit more rich. The cranberry in Candied Cranberry Pecan makes this one smell a little bit more tart. But really, I think they share some scent notes, and I think that if you liked Candied Cranberry Pecan, you should definitely give Fairy Tale Pumpkin a try. And as far as performance goes, I tried the sample from the whiff box in my office. So I have a 25 watt ceramic warmer there. That's usually where I try to test all of the samples from the whiff box. And I have to say it did a really good job performance-wise for me there, especially on the first day. It was definitely room filling. I had actually shut the door to my office just to try to kind of contain the scent and get a really good idea of how strong it was. And with the office door closed, I could actually smell Fairy Tale Pumpkin kind of wafting out into the hallway. So it was definitely strong in that small space. I could still smell it on day 2, but I think it kind of lost some of its oomph. And then by day 3, it was starting to smell a little stale to me. So I was ready to change it out. So definitely a good performer in a small space. And then I did get a chance to try it in my open concept space when I got my bars in. So I'd say it wasn't quite as strong in intensity, but it was definitely still noticeable. I think just being in the open concept space diluted it just a little bit. But when my husband got home from work, he commented on it. He said it smelled like fall in our house. So I will take that as a compliment. So I'd say it was a pretty good performer. And then in the open concept, I probably left it in for about 2 or 3 days before I took it out there. So I'd say overall, I actually like this scent. I know it is kind of hit or miss for people. So if you've had a chance to warm it, I would love to know your thoughts on Fairy Tale Pumpkin. And then I did want to share my thoughts on what I picked up from the Harvest collection. So I did already open this order and I've started using a few things. There are a few things that I haven't opened, so I will definitely share my first thoughts on those. I actually only have picked up one warmer from the Harvest collection so far. It is a Halloween warmer, and so I will share it in my Halloween warmer tour when I get that all set up. So I did pick up the cleaning bundle in Red Pear and Pomegranate. I actually really liked this scent when it was a scent of the month last February, so I was excited to see them bring this out in the cleaning bundle. I thought it was kind of an interesting choice just because they'd already released Cider Mill and Autumn Road Trip, and I think both of those definitely scream fall. Red Pear and Pomegranate, not so much for me. This to me is more of kind of a spring or summer scent, so I was glad to get my hands on this, and I think that I will save it for next spring and summer. I actually haven't smelled this in the cleaning bundle yet, so let me go ahead and get this open and see what this smells like. I think this would make a really great cleaning scent. Oh yeah, this smells very fresh. So the dish soap doesn't smell quite like the wax to me. This just smells kind of tart and fruity. I'm trying to pick up some of the notes. Just kind of a tart, fruity scent that I think would be perfect for the spring and summer. So I am definitely going to hold on to these for a few months. So I was excited about that. And then the other thing that I have not opened yet is Scentsy Soak in Appleberry. I'm actually really excited to smell this. This is Crimson Apple, Pomegranate, and Cranberry. So let me see if I can open this. All right. Ooh, this smells really good. So I think I get a lot of apple from this. This actually kind of smells like an old apple shampoo I used to use when I was little. It just kind of brought back a scent memory for me. I wonder if it was something like a Suave apple shampoo. That's kind of what this smells like to me. There is a little bit of tartness from the cranberry, I think, but mostly I get apple, and I really like it. I think there's a little bit of sweetness from the berry too, but I actually really like that. I kind of wish that they would have brought this out in a wax bar, but I am looking forward to using that soap. And I did pick up the Harvest Oil 3-pack. I've actually already had a chance to diffuse all of these oils in the diffuser in my bedroom, so I did want to share my thoughts on these. The first one is Caramel Apple Crumble, and this is delicious apple topped with cinnamon crumble and a drizzle of caramel, and this is the one that I was kind of the most nervous about because caramel is one of those scents like maple that I can be a little bit sensitive to, but I actually really liked this. It was actually quite a surprise for me. I do get a lot of the apple and not a ton of the caramel. There is a little bit of caramel in there just to make this smell very sweet, but I actually really like it, and it was really pleasant in the diffuser, so I was really happy with that one. The next one is Golden Pear Nectar, and this one is golden pear and crisp apple whipped with apricot nectar until sugary sweet. And this one I can definitely pick up the pear. So to me, it almost smells like a pear Jolly Rancher. It is definitely very sweet, almost kind of candy-like, but this one diffused really well. And then the last one is Pumpkin Cinnamon Twist. And this is pumpkin perfectly spiced with cinnamon and clove. And this is the one that I thought I would know exactly what it was going to smell like, but it actually doesn't smell exactly what I thought it would smell like. So I really expected this to smell like pumpkin roll, something very rich and bakery. But this actually has kind of a fresh, sweet component to it. It smells like it's, naturally derived from oils, and that's exactly what it is. but to me, it's just not quite coming across as like pumpkin spice. I actually get a little bit of orange in here. So to me, it almost smells kind of like a spiced orange scent. So it smells almost like clean and sweet to me, which is kind of funny. I thought it would be more spicy, but yeah, a little different. So if you've had a chance to smell this one, I would love to know your thoughts on that. If you did pick up this 3-pack, I would love to know which one is your favorite. I think my favorite could be the golden pear nectar, but I actually really liked the caramel apple crumble a lot more than I thought I would. So I actually really like all 3 of these, even though the pumpkin cinnamon twist isn't quite what I thought it would be. It is still very pleasant, but to my nose, I get a lot of orange from this scent. And then I did pick up the Harvest Scentsy Bar 3-pack that comes with Cranberry Pumpkin Spice, Orchard Apple and Spice, and Toasted Acorn and Oak. And I have had a chance to warm the first 2. I just haven't had a chance to warm Toasted Acorn and Oak yet. So let's go ahead and start with Cranberry Pumpkin Spice. Scentsy says this is sugared cranberry, adds a sweet kick to baked pumpkin, delightfully infused with cinnamon spice. And I'm actually warming this all through my open concept right now. This is another scent that I thought I had a pretty good idea of how it would smell, but actually smells nothing like I thought it would. So I thought that this would be kind of a pretty straightforward, like pumpkin spice bakery type scent, maybe with a little bit of fruitiness from the cranberry. But I actually get a lot more spiciness than I thought I would from this. And it's not a red hot cinnamon spicy, but there's something almost that kind of smells like a warm cedar, like a warm spiced cedar to me. When I first smelled this, it reminded me of like a cedar sauna with a little bit of like fall spice in the background. And I actually don't get a ton of cranberry, so I don't know if my nose is just going rogue on this. It is very nice. It's a very sophisticated fall scent. This smells like something that I would really like to reach for in the cooler part of fall. So, you know, I might try to get another set of these bars so I can have another one of these to warm toward the later part of fall. But yeah, it is a little bit more on the spicy side rather than the bakery side like I thought it would be. And I pick up a cedar note from this. So let me know if that rings any bells to you or if my nose has just gone totally rogue. In my open concept space, this is definitely noticeable. I wouldn't say it's the strongest scent that I've ever tried, but it's definitely doing a good job today. And then the next one that I've had a chance to warm is Orchard Apple and Spice. And Scentsy says an autumn treat of ripe orchard apple is complemented by bright cherry and a finishing touch of warm spice. I was really excited to try this one, and I have to admit, on cold, I actually wasn't a huge fan of this scent. So when you first smell this, I get a lot of a really kind of nice spiced fall apple type scent. But then that cherry comes in on the back and just kind of throws it off to me. It's a very tart cherry, and it just, on cold, smells a little sour to my nose. So I wasn't super excited to warm this one, and I was a little disappointed, and I was really hoping that that kind of weird cherry note would calm down a little bit. But I have to say, I warmed 2 of these cubes in my office warmer, and I loved it so much more on warm than I did on cold. That really kind of tart, sour cherry note, it almost smells like a tart, sour cherry candy on cold to me. That definitely calms down and just kind of melds in with the kind of spiced apple note. So on warm, this actually just smelled like a very generic kind of fall spiced apple cider scent to me. It was very kind of warm and cozy, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I wouldn't mind having another bar of this one. This is one that started to smell a little stale to me by the second day, but was a really good performer in my office. And then, like I said, I haven't had a chance to warm toasted acorn and oak yet, but Scentsy says toasted acorn and creamy chestnut roasted over golden oak bring warmth to a crisp evening. This is one I really wasn't quite sure how it would smell, but smelling it, I do get kind of a bakery component that I wasn't quite expecting. So there is kind of a rich nuttiness to this, but it smells kind of like a rich bakery nuttiness to me. There's something that smells just a little bit like almond extract in this to me. And it must be coming from the acorn and chestnut kind of combined. And I guess there is a little bit of like crispness from the golden oak, but this smells a little bit more bakery than I thought it would. And thinking about what this smells like, it actually smells like kind of a sweeter, maybe more bakery version of Halloween Town to my nose. So I don't know, there's something about the base notes of both of these that kind of give me similar vibes. There's a lot more fruitiness to Halloween Town, but just something about that base note kind of reminds me of toasted acorn and oak. This almost smells like it has a drop of like maple apple bourbon or something in it to me. So you'll have to let me know what you think about that one. So of the three, I think on warm, my favorite is probably Orchard Apple and Spice, but I actually am enjoying Cranberry Pumpkin Spice. It just isn't quite what I thought it would be. It does smell very sophisticated. But I do get kind of a cedar note from that. And then the last new scent that I wanted to talk about is the new Nightmare Before Christmas scent, Roll of the Dice. And I've actually been a little behind on watching YouTube videos, so I haven't gotten to hear everyone's take on this scent, but what I have heard isn't great. So I was a little nervous and apprehensive to try this scent. Scentsy says, what we have here is zesty citrus and dark fruits lurking beneath sage and balsam, all daring you to test your luck. So when I first smelled this, on the top, I immediately get a very cologne-like note. So it definitely smells very masculine, very cologne-like, and I think it's coming from the sage. As far as the balsam goes, I don't get a ton of like a Christmas tree scent, but I think it's just probably adding to that kind of zesty cologne-like vibe. When I took the bar out and smelled the bottom, that's where I smell a little bit more of kind of the citrus or fruity vibe, but again, it's just mostly kind of a masculine cologne-like scent. What I have heard people say is that they think this smells like cologne and BO, and I don't know if I think it smells quite that bad, but it definitely is interesting and probably not something that I would repurchase. I was warming a few cubes of this here in the Scentsy room, and my husband was actually sitting out in the family room, and when I came out he said, oh, whatever you're warming smells really good. So he actually really liked it. So I brought this out and actually warmed it in our family room. So he enjoyed it, and on warm, I think some of that really kind of sharp, kind of zesty, tangy note does die down just a little bit, and then you're left with more of just kind of a cologne-like scent. But I can see how this definitely wouldn't be for everybody, and like I said, this would definitely not be a repurchase for me. It's not horrible to me, but it's not great. And I don't know, I just was expecting a little bit more from this scent, and hoping for something a little bit more spooky and more Halloween-like, where this really just smells like cologne to me. So that's my thought on Roll of the Dice. I would love to know what you think about this scent if you've had a chance to try it. So that's what I picked up from the Harvest collection. I would love to know what you got your hands on, what you are enjoying. Let me go ahead and take you on a quick tour of my fall warmers and fall decor. So right behind me, I have two warmers. This is the Harvest Pumpkins warmer. It's actually an element warmer. I don't have any wax in it right now, but it is a 3-piece warmer. So there's the lid, and then the dish is very deep, kind of a deep bowl. And then there's the element. So I think this is just so cute, and I love to bring it out in the fall. And then I left my olive bucket warmer out, and then I just put a few little fall things from Hobby Lobby here. And here's a look at my front room. So here on my entryway table, I do have my favorite Enchanted Pumpkin warmer. I picked this one up when it was a warmer of the month a few years ago, and I am so glad that they brought it back for the Harvest collection this year. It is stunning and even more beautiful in person. I am warming Cranberry Pumpkin Spice from the Harvest collection, so I am giving that a try. And I did get a new wreath for my front door, so I picked this up at Home Goods this year. I fell in love with it when I saw it. I just love this color scheme, the kind of natural dark gray with a really pretty rust orange. This is real dried eucalyptus, and this wreath actually smells really good. It kind of scents this whole front room, so I really do like that aspect, and I just thought that was so pretty. So I love that new addition this year. And then on the other side of my entryway table, I have this really pretty fall leaf arrangement that I got last year at Target. I think that's just really pretty and simple. And then this year from Target, I actually got this new wreath that I am hanging on the door to our laundry room. I'm really liking that kind of natural, rusty eucalyptus look, and I just love how simple this wreath is with the black hoop. I think that is really, really pretty and just kind of simple and clean for the fall. And then over in the sitting area, I just have a few of my favorite fall pillows. So I got this one last year at Kirkland's and just love it. Again, I really like that kind of rusty orange for the fall, and I think that is so cute. And then I do have this little pumpkin pillow that I picked up from Kirkland's last year as well. I love the sweater texture on that one. And then kind of sticking with that pretty rusty orange, I did pick this new table runner up at Home Goods this year. I thought it was really pretty and matched those pillows really well. I am trying to keep my early fall decor pretty simple just because I am planning on going all out for my Halloween decorations. So I just wanted to put out a few little fun pops of fall for September. And I just decided to keep my china cabinet pretty simple this time as well. So let me show you what I put in there. I got these cute little white pumpkin and gourd salt and pepper shakers at Hobby Lobby, and I got this cute acorn cookie jar last year at my grocery store. Then down here I just have a few Rae Dunn pieces, this mug that says Harvest, and this cutting board does say our last name on the other side. I just turned it around for this video. So again, just kind of keeping it really simple, and I'm planning to add a little bit more color for Halloween. Over on the mantle, I just added this really cute little white wooden pumpkin that I picked up at my grocery store. And then I love my newest warmer. This is the Mosaic Pumpkin, the warmer of the month for October. And here's a closer look at it. I just love this warmer. It is so beautiful in person. That orange glass just glows and sparkles and shines. It really reminds me of orange jewels. It is so pretty. And I love how they did the lid. It's very similar to the Enchanted Pumpkin. It's kind of that open wire design. So it lets all of the scent escape, and it is just beautiful. So I am really loving this warmer. And then over on our bar cart, I just added this really pretty light up sparkly pumpkin that I picked up this year at Joann's. And then I'm just keeping it pretty simple over in the coffee station for the early fall this year. I've had this pumpkin spice latte sign for a few years now. I got it at Home Goods and I absolutely love it. And then new this year, I did add these cute little wooden spoons with the metal pumpkin handles. I picked those up at Hobby Lobby and thought they were the perfect addition to a coffee bar. And then this is one of my favorite fall warmers. It is the fall foliage warmer, and I believe I picked it up last year with the Harvest collection. It's one that's almost prettier when it's off because then you can see the beautiful metallic finish, but I absolutely love this warmer. And then over on the other side of the kitchen, I've been working on this little vignette and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So this is another warmer that I believe I picked up with the Harvest Collection last year. I love it for the early fall. I just have it on a wooden tray that I got in my grocery store. I have it paired with this really pretty white rustic pumpkin from Hobby Lobby. I have this cute little floral arrangement that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I loved these copper candlesticks. I thought they played really well with the gold leaf on the warmer. And then I just added some sprigs of fall stems here to kind of tie everything together, and I really like how that turned out. And then over at my sink, I have really been loving the Bright Cider Life hand soap that came in this month's whiff box, and I've also been enjoying the Counter Clean and dish soap in Cider Mill. So these bottles I actually picked up with the Harvest Collection last year. I'm just trying to finish them up, but they did return with the Harvest Collection this year. In my Harvest Collection order, I ended up getting the Shining Light warmer after I'd seen so many people share it. I just couldn't resist, and I love it even more in person. It is really, really pretty, very sophisticated. I actually like the Edison bulb. The glass sleeve is a little tinted, so it kind of mutes the light that's coming out of it, and I really, really like it. The little lid comes off, and then the wax is in there. Right now I am warming Scarlet Sunflower, and that is one of my favorites for down here just because it smells so clean and fresh, and I love it. So that's a quick tour of my fall warmers and decor. I did want to show you the Mosaic pumpkin in the dark. It gives off a really, really pretty glow, and I am really happy that I picked this one up. So I am really excited to decorate for Halloween. I will definitely share my Halloween warmers and decor as soon as I get all that set up. So I would love to know what some of your go-to scents and warmers are for the fall. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.